It's a game that you have to think.
And it's just so intense.
I got like 20 kills.
And that way you have all the weapons.
So that's a pretty sweet spot to get to.
But you have to learn to tap that button to do it.
Focusing on realism is a big part of our game.
Mid-range, close range to long range.
They're just doing that same mistake again and again and again.
People play together if they want to win.
One of the most frustrating things for beginner players is that they kind of tend to like just go, yeah, I'm gonna go out there and kill people, and they run right into the middle of the map and die. That's a huge mistake.
The player that doesn't observe well and just take the first door that he sees is gonna be way more difficult.
You're gonna have 10 eyes on you, and they're just gonna want to kill you.
OPA, let's say, is the essence of the game. You have to make sure that you observe first, plan, and then take action.
Coordination, communication, and teamwork in multiplayer, it's the core.
Communication is paramount in this game. If you can't tell your team where you're going quickly and where you've just died, then you're gonna lose.
Rainbow Six is not a lone wolf type of operation.
In every room that we've designed, we've made sure that there's several point of entries, not just one. So each time you get a point of entries, a window, a skylight, or anything, you have to observe first.
Always try and have at least one of your teammates come in through a side door and try and do a simultaneous entry.
One of the strategies that us frag dolls like to use is called Hot Pocket. You have an entry point like into a room, it's got 2 doors. Call it Hot Pocket, and someone else is like, I'll Hot Pocket with you. At the same time, we'll both rush in and start shooting at the person holding that room. That's one of our favorite strategies. It works a lot. Some things you don't notice when you're in the heat of a battle online or in a tournament. So one thing that's really good to do is if you jump into a map without any other teams, you can go into a map without anyone else, see everything, all the strategies you can come up with.
Go one-on-one with a friend and just explore the environment. Oftentimes it's even possible to just get to the objective while no one was looking just by using a path that is less used and leads right to the objective.
And name everything in the map. Every door, pillar, room.
Identify all the main points in the map, and you want your teammates to know exactly where it is. We have certain positions on Kill House. There's the open roof, closed roof, catwalk, their roof, our roof, stuff like that. 3 important things to kind of outline a strategy for every map is you want to have an initial attack, you want to have a holding position. The third thing you want to have is a breakout strat. Once you have the control of the map, it's kind of difficult for the enemy to gain it back. You're a true pro when you know how to break out of being held. So a way to gain control of the map once you lost it is to do a flanking strategy, and that would be something that we call shopping. We usually have one person fragging the front area that they have held down, and 3 people going around and kind of like, surprise, you're all dying.
One of the tactics that we like to use is to send a diversion while the real bomb carrier will go elsewhere.
Kind of a decoy, well, they'll go off in one direction and cause some ruckus, and then all 3 of the other players will go the other direction, kind of get up behind them, flank them, and take them out. We're tricky.
One of the techniques that professional gamers use in Rainbow Six Vegas 2 is the bobbing technique, which is when your character does this little thing where you bob up and down.
Get your gun and you bob up and down and go side to side.
When you're kind of caught in a firefight, if you bob up and down like that, it kind of makes it harder for them to hit your head and kill you. Rainbow Six Vegas is known for its cover system, but Rainbow Six Vegas 2 has the whole bullet penetration thing.
Wood, plastic, glass, and even certain types of very thin metals can be penetrated by bullets. It's been designed to feel intuitive in the sense that if it looks like it can be shot through, it can probably be shot through.
If it's cement or bricks, the bullet won't pass through.
High-powered weapons in terms of penetration are the light machine guns, which can definitely shred through most wooden walls, and the sniper rifle.
What's awesome about Rainbow Six Vegas 2 is now that you can sprint. So you're getting from one place to another on the map. So leapfrogging is kind of like you're sprinting to one area and taking cover, sprinting to another area and taking cover, and you have your teammate right behind you.
I don't advise sprinting right into a room. While you're sprinting, your gun is lowered, and you won't be able to shoot any of the targets that you can come across.
I like to use the claw setting which allows my grenades to be on my pointer, not to switch to my thumb, so I never have to take my hands off the controller. Not everybody can use the claw, but it's much more accurate for my style of play. My grenades are faster, it's all right there, so if somebody's coming at me and I can't shoot them, I'll just chuck a grenade real quick.
A great tactic that you can use in Rainbow Six Vegas 2 with grenades is handballing grenades. So if you know that someone's in the other room, you want to throw it at the wall so it can bounce and then hit them. When you're handballing, you have to make sure that the enemy doesn't see you, because while you're throwing a grenade, you're vulnerable. Do it and kind of hide right away. Practice your grenade throw, take it to yourself, go through maps, throw it to certain windows so you can get the angle right.
I choose not to scope in, mostly because scoping in takes an extra second off whoever you're trying to shoot at. I'm probably one of the only people that actually do it, like never scope in at all, but as soon as more people start getting the hang of it, it's going to be a lot more competition.
By changing the rate of fire to single bullet, sometimes if it's a long range, it's going to be easier.
You just have to learn when to shoot in certain situations. Like your fire rate should be a lot lower, like tapping your trigger 1-2 bullets at a time if they're far away. Close range, then you can hold it down somewhat, but if you hold down your trigger too much, you're going to be looking at the ceiling by the time that your clip's done.
What I usually do is I aim here, and when I tap the trigger, it kind of jumps up here, and that's where I get the headshot. One of my favorite maps in Rainbow Six Vegas 2 is CQB training. And what's great about this map is that it has penetrable walls. If you see an opponent in a room and the wall is like thin enough, you can actually shoot through the wall and kill them.
In this particular environment, it'll really excel to either take a submachine gun, which you can move around rapidly and still remain quite accurate, or take a shotgun, which is extremely deadly at close range.
For CQB training, I would recommend having heavy armor because of the penetrable walls. The only downside with having a lot of armor is that you sprint slower. It depends on what type of gamer you are.
One of my favorite maps in Rainbow Six Vegas 2 is Import-Export. A lot of boxes and close range, small rooms, and so one of the things I would recommend, and it's what I do in the game, is I use a submachine gun. MP9, MP7A1. It's easier to take them out at close range. And if you go into Satellite A, this is kind of a tip you can remember. In the corner of the wall, there's a door. And if you stay in that corner, as the enemy comes in the door, you can take him out from behind, or even the door will close on you and you can shoot them through the door.
Another one of my favorite maps is a convention center because it looks just like an MLG kind of competition area. And one of the strategies that we have is that we kind of go into this area called the cafeteria, and there's a hallway to the left of the cafeteria. So what you do is you take cover on that hallway and you can see people coming. I like to kind of wait for them to come really close to me, and then I blind fire really quick. And then they die instantly. I'm happy to say that Rainbow Six Vegas 2 has some of the returning maps from Part 1, Presidio and Kill House.
Kill House is probably one of the only maps you can actually use a sniper rifle on. I know one of my teammates, Phobia, likes to use the PSG and locks down the entire roof. They can't even get in their base, which makes it a lot easier for us.
Presidio is so much fun because once you control the second level of that map, it's over.
On Presidio, I go up the rappel, which is like faster because everybody else is running up the stairs, so I don't want to get caught with them. There's a grenade check where you lob the grenades over the middle wall.
You know, kind of pick off like the little rogues. And if you have someone on your team with a submachine gun, you can have them go downstairs and go up behind the enemy to get them.
One way to get a leg up on the competition in multiplayer is to go through the single player and unlock all the weapons, like the SR-25 and the Type 05 Primo guns.
A lot of the new weapons, the very useful ones, are locked, so you have to kind of level up your aces.
So one of the things you can do to get a lot of aces relatively quickly is to play a lot of Terrorist Hunt. In Terrorist Hunt, there's a lot of targets to kill, and it'll really let you practice your tactics.
So when it comes to choosing your weapon in Rainbow Six Vegas, you really want to kind of find out what type of gamer you are. Do I usually come into close quarter combat or more long range combat?
Your gun that you're carrying, it makes you run slower or faster depending on how heavy it is. So you want a lightweight gun if you're an aggressive player and you want to get in there and kill people quick.
Assault rifles, in my opinion, are probably the overall most balanced gun in the game. They're good from far, they're good from close, they're very powerful, and they're good in any situation.
As soon as you get outside, take out an assault rifle, a sniper rifle, or LMG. If you know that you're going to face a lot of enemies in the next section, make sure you get a light machine gun. You have a lot of bullets, you want to have get the time to reload, so it's good to have them.
The assault rifle requires more precision than a submachine gun. You can't run while shooting, but when you do get the shots, oftentimes 1 or 2 bullets and your target will be down.
My favorite weapon in the game is the FAMAS. It doesn't have as many bullets as some of the other guns, but it's much faster, it's much more accurate, and it's perfect for any situation because it fits long range and short.
Personally, I like the FAMAS a lot. Just the rate of fire is so great, like the feeling of it feels good. I feel right at home every time that I'm using it.
FAMAS is good for mostly rushers, people who like to be on the front lines of the map. It's not good for people who like to sit back and camp.
The great thing about Rainbow Six Vegas 2 is they brought back some weapons from the first game. Some of my favorite weapons are the FAMAS, the TAR-21, the MP9. If you know how to use that MP9, you can actually kill people from across the map. I can't do it. I know Calder could do it, but I don't know how she does it, but she does.
One of the cool new submachine guns, and I'm so excited because I love the submachine guns, is the Type 05. I've been trying that out, and it's so good. It's lightweight, it's accurate, and just tap it and get him in the head, it will die.
In Vegas 1, I think that the 2 most preferred weapons were the submachine guns and the assault rifle. For Vegas 2, I'm guaranteeing that the LMGs are making a big comeback.
When you equip a sound suppressor, your weapon will actually do a little bit less damage, but it will in fact be a little bit more accurate. However, if you're facing a more heavily armored target, then you're not going to want to use the silencer.
There's definitely some maps that are aimed more towards different weapon use. So for example, the new SR-25, which I love, it's the new sniper.
But it's the only sniper rifle which is sound suppressed.
It's great for like large maps like theater. If you get up on the balcony and snipe down on the stage, you can get some great shots.
So for a kind of wide map, one of the weapons that you want to use is the M468. It's a gun that'll slow you down, so if you have more armor, it'll slow you down even more, but it's a very, very strong gun. If you can handle that and if you can turn pretty fast, then I recommend it.
It makes me feel really mad if you kill him and then just laugh.
Oh boy.
They don't like that.